Forced out. Thousands of TFWs are packing up and leaving Canada. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. If you're a temporary foreign worker in Canada or know someone who is, then this is a video you need to watch. Thousands of workers are packing up, selling their belongings, and preparing to leave the country. For years, temporary foreign workers have been the backbone of agriculture, construction, healthcare, food processing, hospitality, and other critical sectors. These workers have taken on jobs that Canadians either could not or would not fill, helping businesses operate and essential services run smoothly. But now, with sweeping immigration changes, many of these workers are facing expiring visas, job uncertainty, and new restrictions on work permits. So, what exactly changed? Why is the Canadian government making it harder for TFWs to stay? And what happens next for those who have built their lives here? Stay with us as we break down Canada's new immigration policies, how they're forcing thousands of workers to leave, and what this means for businesses, industries, and the economy. And trust me, you'll want to stick around till the end, because we'll be revealing what's happening on the ground as thousands of workers make the heartbreaking decision to leave. If you want to stay updated on all things Canadian immigration, make sure to subscribe to Canada Chronicles and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Let's get started. Canada's immigration crackdown. What changed? For decades, Canada has relied on temporary foreign workers to fill labor shortages, particularly in agriculture, food processing, construction, healthcare, and hospitality. These workers have played an essential role in keeping businesses afloat, but in 2025, a major immigration crackdown is forcing thousands of them out. In late 2024 and early 2025, the Canadian government announced a drastic reduction in temporary residents, cutting the percentage from 6.2% to 5% over the next 3 years. This means tens of thousands of workers will not have their visas renewed and will have to leave the country. The government justified this move by citing overcrowding, rising housing costs, and pressure on social services. Officials claim that Canada has become too dependent on foreign labor and international students, which has strained the housing market and driven up living costs. However, many experts and business leaders strongly disagree, warning that reducing the number of temporary foreign workers could have catastrophic consequences, especially in industries already struggling with labor shortages. Among the most severe changes affecting TFWs are stricter work permit limits. New permits for temporary foreign workers have been cut by 40% since January 2025, making it harder for both new applicants and existing workers trying to renew their status. Shortened employment durations. Low-wage workers can now only work for 1 year instead of 2, forcing them to leave sooner. More restrictive labor market impact assessments. Employers now face tighter restrictions when applying to hire foreign workers, making it harder for businesses to retain staff or fill job vacancies. Fewer pathways to permanent residency. TFWs who once had a clear route to stay in Canada long-term are now seeing doors close on them. These changes are already leading to a mass exodus of workers, disrupting industries and leaving businesses scrambling for alternatives. The silent exodus begins. TFWs are packing up and leaving. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. Now, let's take a closer look at what's actually happening on the ground. With work permits expiring and renewals becoming increasingly difficult, thousands of temporary foreign workers across Canada are being forced to leave. In cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary, TFWs are selling their belongings, including furniture, vehicles, and electronics, in preparation for leaving. Closing their bank accounts and transferring savings back home. Ending rental leases, which is now adding to the chaos in the already unstable housing market. Abandoning permanent residency applications, as the new policies have made it nearly impossible for many to qualify. For many workers, this isn't just about losing a job, it's about losing a future. Some have lived in Canada for years, working legally, paying taxes, and contributing to society. They had planned to stay, work hard, and eventually become permanent residents, but now, they are being told their time is up. Employers are just as frustrated. Businesses that have depended on temporary foreign workers to operate are now struggling to fill positions, leading to higher labor costs, reduced productivity, delayed projects, potential business closures. The question now is, who will fill these jobs? Industries that will suffer the most. The impact of this immigration crackdown is already being felt in several critical industries as businesses struggle to fill vacancies left by departing temporary foreign workers. The agriculture and food processing sectors are experiencing severe labor shortages as farms, meat processing plants, and packaging facilities lose workers. With fewer employees available to do the work, production levels are slowing down, creating a ripple effect across the entire food supply chain. This disruption could result in higher food prices and even shortages in grocery stores. The agriculture industry has long depended on temporary foreign workers to handle seasonal and year-round labor-intensive tasks, and their absence threatens to destabilize an already fragile sector. The construction industry is also feeling the pressure. Many temporary foreign workers have specialized skills in the trades, including plumbing, electrical work, and carpentry. Without them, housing and infrastructure projects are being delayed or cancelled altogether. The irony is glaring. Canada is facing an ongoing housing crisis, and yet, the workforce required to build much-needed homes is being reduced. As construction sites face a labor crunch, costs will inevitably rise, further increasing home prices and rental costs, worsening affordability for Canadians. The hospitality and service industries are next in line to suffer. Restaurants, hotels, and retail businesses have long relied on temporary foreign workers, especially in smaller communities and rural areas where attracting local employees is challenging. With fewer TFWs available, many businesses are struggling to maintain operations. Some are being forced to cut hours, reduce services, or, in extreme cases, shut down entirely. This will not only impact the workers themselves but also diminish tourism and hospitality services, which are significant drivers of local economies. Perhaps the most concerning effect is within the healthcare sector. Many temporary foreign workers play a crucial role in long-term care homes, hospitals, and home care services. As Canada faces an aging population and an increasing demand for healthcare workers, reducing the number of TFWs in this sector will only worsen the strain on an already overwhelmed system. With wait times for medical procedures and emergency care already a serious concern, the forced departure of trained healthcare workers could further erode patient care, leading to longer delays and overworked healthcare professionals. In addition to labor shortages, the financial strain on businesses that relied on temporary foreign workers is intensifying. Many companies have invested heavily in recruiting and training foreign workers, assuming they would be able to retain them long-term. Now, with thousands of TFWs being forced to leave, these businesses are left scrambling to replace skilled employees, absorbing unexpected costs associated with hiring and training new workers. Small businesses, in particular, are at risk, as many do not have the resources to attract and retain Canadian workers at competitive wages. This could lead to higher prices for consumers, especially in industries like retail, food service, and personal care, where profit margins are already razor-thin. The long-term consequences of these labor shortages will go beyond individual industries. A shrinking workforce could slow down economic growth, reduce tax revenues, and make it harder for Canada to compete globally. If businesses continue to struggle with staffing shortages, they may begin relocating operations elsewhere or automating jobs at a faster rate, further altering the labor landscape. As the government enforces these policies, the question remains: who will step up to fill these critical roles, and how will Canada sustain its economic momentum in the years ahead? Can this be fixed? What are the solutions? With this crisis unfolding rapidly, immigration experts, business leaders, and advocacy groups are calling on the government to rethink its approach before it's too late. Some proposed solutions include extending work permits for existing TFWs, allowing them to continue working without adding new foreign workers. Creating special permanent residency pathways for workers in essential sectors, ensuring Canada doesn't lose skilled workers it needs. Reforming the labor market impact assessment process, making it easier for businesses to hire foreign workers when no Canadians are available. Implementing regional-based immigration policies, allowing areas with severe labor shortages to hire the workers they need instead of applying a one-size-fits-all rule. Right now, the Canadian government has not indicated any plans to reverse course, meaning thousands of workers will continue to leave in the coming months. What happens next? With thousands of temporary foreign workers leaving, the true impact of these policies will become clear very soon. Will Canada face crippling labor shortages? Will industries collapse due to a lack of workers? Will prices rise as businesses struggle to stay afloat? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: for thousands of workers who once saw Canada as their future, that dream is now over. But what do you think? Is Canada making the right decision? Or should the government be doing more to support the workers who have contributed so much to this country? Drop a comment below and let's get the discussion going. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay updated on the latest Canadian immigration news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.